Today's topic will be talking about support barrages. We have the healers, we have the defenders, we got the buffers, and now we got the support damage dealers. So what is a support damage dealer? Well, support damage dealer is one of those new mechanics that was added, I believe, last year or whenever Tosa came out. I believe she was the first one added into the game that had that barrage setup. Or any kind of like buff. It's either Casablanca or it's Tosa, but I think it's Tosa first. And what this does is when you have a ship that is in another fleet that you're not using, you get a buff or some kind of barrage. And in this case, I'll use Tosa because she was the first one, I believe. Alright, so Tosa is the first one, and when she has a skill called Crush Any Contenders, and basically it's the B part right here. If you have a battleship in the other fleet, or the fleet you're using as of right now, and she's in another fleet, she will do a support barrage to help out that fleet. And I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this many times before. There are setups in this game that lets you use like support stacking and whatnot, just to make your life a little bit easier when it comes to grinding. So in this case, I'll show you guys an example. Second fleet right here. You guys probably use in 2-1 a lot. If not, you guys can pick it up for whatever. It's good for a lot of cases. New Jersey has a support barrage right here. This one is called I believe it's, I'm gonna screw this up. It's not Dragon's Breath, is it? Okay, it's one of these things. This one? No, it's this one. It's the second one. This one right here. Fires a support barrage after 20 seconds the battle starts. A lot of damage right here. This is one of the first ones, or not one of the first ones, one of the good ones in the game. There's many other games. Most importantly though, if you have a UR Gacha kit, most likely they're going to have these things here. So we have Shinana. She's also one that has a support barrage. Hers is the butterfly thingamabob, the Dreamwaker butterfly. And then you have ships like Marco Polo, if I can find her. She's also one as well too. And then if you want to do Vanguard subs, you have KimoCheese as well too. But hold up, I screwed this up. It's go back. Thank you. Go here. Ultra. Go here. Boom. KimoCheese. Now this is what you would call a support setup right here. This is all barrage. It all procs and so forth. You get a lots of free damage. Now, why support barrage is good for farming with is because when using a cheap ship, so let's talk about 2-1 right here, or whatever 1-1 step you want to do. You want to do like a battleship, you want to do something to farm with. These ships are limited to how much they can actually do, because obviously you're running with a very small amount of ships, so their damage output isn't going to be the best. It's going to be good enough for farming with, but it's not going to be insurmountable to the point where it's going to be as good as using 6 other ships, right? But if you have a second fleet right here that's going to back up this fleet, then you're going to get free damage from it. Why? Because when you use the first fleet, there's a fixed amount of oil, but you get free damage coming from this fleet, but you don't have to use this fleet because there's support barraging. So what I mean by this is I'm going to go here and I'm going to do, let's do 2-1 for example, right? Because I like to farm 2-1. A lot of people, hopefully in my chat, farms 2-1. We're going to talk about this. So what you do here is do standby and then do all enemies standby on another fleet. Then you hit go. And now you should get a lot of barrages coming in. A lot of barrages. Now this is free damage. It's very good for farming. You use this primarily if you're doing like 2-1, 7-2. You can do this in 8-4. You can do this in pretty much anywhere you want, honestly. As long as your ships can survive, you can do this pretty much everywhere. So on topic, a lot of the support barrages or support buffers in the game consist of Tosa, Casablanca, Independence, Perseus, she gives a heal, and Casablanca, Independence gives a buff. New Jersey for barrage, Marco Polo for barrage, Shinana for a barrage, and I believe there's like, KimoCheese for barrage. I believe those are the only ones in the game as of right now that can give some kind of like cross fleet buff. Now I'm probably gonna forget one, I always do, but on top of my head, those are the ones that I think are the commonly used one for like support for farming and whatnot, for support barrages. So free damage, it's cheap. You can pretty much slot this anywhere as long as this your first fleet can survive. You can do a lot of cheap farming nowadays because it's literally free damage for just doing nothing. Free damage. So we're gonna get the boss stage probably soon. But again, use this for free damage. It's no oil cost, and it's really powerful. Really powerful. Now, this is really good also when you're doing like Operation Sirens. In Operation Sirens, a lot of the buffs that gets nerfed too, like Independence and Casablanca, they get a nerfed to their stat buffs or whatever. It's not that much, but like it's a slight tweak to how you would see, or compared to how it would be in like an actual game mode. But in OS it does get nerfed. But in OS you can use up to 4 fleets, so you can stack a lot of support barrages. I'm pretty if you guys watch a lot of my showcases, you guys can see a lot of the support barrages go off in a lot of my showcases. It's because I stack a lot of ships in there, and Operation Silence is one of the best content to demonstrate and put forth the maximum usage of support barrages. You can toss in like every support barrage ship in the game because you won't be limited by space. Not to mention, you have a lot of more fleet opportunities and fleet ideas that you can set up to get the maximum benefits from your support barrages. Like Casablanca and Independence buff carriers. You can slot in carriers for that fleet or whatever and get buffs out of it. So I'm going to show you guys right here how I do my setups for OS. But again, it's mainly about just slotting in as many of them as possible. So for example, the fleets I have right now is I have Marco Polo for barrage, Independence for barrage, Independence for buff, my bad, Perseus for heal, Shimakaze for barrage, New Jersey for barrage, and Shinano for barrage. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 6 sort of benefits from cross fleet barrages, which are very good. So just stack all of them in OS and then use whatever fleet you want, and you'll see like fireworks and stuff just fly all over. Now, whenever you get more of these, expect one day, this is probably going to happen in Operation Silence at least, we're going to get to the point where we're going to have like 9 support ships for backline, maybe in the Vanguard too, and it's going to be like full on just buffs everywhere. It's going to be buff here, buff there, barrage there, barrage there. It's going to be good. I could put in Tosa as well too, but I forgot about that. I'm not going to use Tosa. So support barrage, very good. Highly recommend. You guys should look into it. Good for farming with.